Ah, you're here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm here and I'm supposed to take. Wait,
mhm. Okay, good evening,
how are
everyone.
you?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
No, just asking everybody how their day was today.
So, good evening, everyone. How's your day? I guess people are just coming in. Mm. Should we wait a bit or we should dive right in? Mhm.
Okay, so for those who weren't here yesterday, um, basically I think what we learned yesterday was I think I got from yesterday was how we need to have more standards in the industry. I think everybody just really wakes up and just decides to do whatever they think is right. And so, from what Ezekiel said yesterday, we're all trying to work out how we have a better standard in the event industry for everyone. I think that's what I got from yesterday. I don't know what you got, Swimi.
I think for me, I totally agree with you. And, to add to what you've said, standard is not only by certification, and standard is not only for the leaders, it's not for the owners of the business, it's not for the managers of the business or people that have been in the business for x amount of years. It starts from the very bottom all the way to the top, because I remember we are talking about vendor hospitality, and one of the things Ezekiel had said was that our contract staff especially don't know how to take care of spaces, and I remember it's true when I have contract staff sometimes and we're at a venue setting up overnight. Before you know what's happening, there's pure water wrappers everywhere and things like that. I wouldn't do it. My main staff wouldn't do it. So why should we allow the contractors do that? That would also impact on us getting that vendor hospitality that we deserve, from the venues. And then also going on to talk about decorations and us complaining that they are double booked or we don't have enough time to decorate, and with him explaining that decoration is no more basic. We do a lot of heavy decorations in Nigeria. And because of that, our vendors need more time than allocated. So an average time is 6 hours that you have to decorate. If the client wants you to do heavy decor, then they have to pay for the time to get the heavy decor. So they are not putting us planners and decorators under pressure, you know, and then the venues too, But yeah, I like, and most importantly, another thing that I got from yesterday is that change starts with us. We must want change, no matter how little, we must want change, and together. We can't do it separately. We can't say, oh, those people, they are caterers. They affect us. We can't say, oh, those people supply toilets. It affects us. It's everybody, you know. And I guess that goes on to why Molara and I decided to do this series. People come to us and complain and nag, or they ask us to talk to people on their behalf. I guess because we're OGs in the industry, like Molara says. But we just felt this is time to do, the series so that we can converse. I know a lot of people know us with Apoem, but it's not just an Apoem thing. Um, it's an association thing. Chinwe, I see you. You know I'm always up for a fight. Um, Anything to make the industry better, and that's why we've called it reclaiming our craft. So we are reclaiming our craft from ourselves. We're reclaiming it from our clients as well. If our clients have expectations of us and we want to deliver quality expectations, then we have to put things in place. We have to be ready to have those conversations with ourselves and our clients. You know what I mean? So it's really important. But let's not take time today. We just wanted to do a run through. Yesterday we didn't capture, and a lot of people were sending DMs asking why we didn't capture and things like that, because I guess some people joined late. They had missed the hot part of what they call it. So I have tried to capture on my page, on my Insta story, some of those things, but we would record and we'll share the recording. But today is for the cinematographers, the videographers, the photographers,
The
all the
OG,
fans.
OG,
And we have
OG,
two of my favorite people, though.
OG
Nana.
before IG.
Yes, so Nana and Fotonimi. I don't think Fotonimi is here yet. He's here,
Okay.
he's here, he's here, he's here, he's here. He's here. For those of you that don't know, Nana, I'm sure you do. When you hear cinematics, is Nana.
Ah, ah,
And when you hear
ah, ah.
Fotonimi, oh gosh. Two of
This
my
is the
favorite people
real
in the
OG.
industry.
Ah,
Yeah, so it's
ah.
only the OGs that can answer questions honestly and realistically. Because honestly, no offense to the Gen Zs, I know you guys are doing fantastic things and all these types of things, but honestly, we really, really need people that they don't need Instagram. They don't need social media. You get what I mean? Ariwo
Yeah.
the music. I say it all the time. It's not social media. So thank you so much for coming, for joining us. I don't know where Molara has gone to again today. I don't know. Her line is always cutting off. But
Gbemi, we
before
can't even see you anymore. I can't see you
are you
again, Gbemi.
are you serious? That was
Yes, your
painful.
camera,
Let
your
me
Nana,
camera
see.
is
can you
off.
see her?
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
so
no,
I
just
can see
your
both of
audio.
you.
Yeah,
I
but
can
just
see
your
both
audio
of
I'm
you.
hearing.
Are you serious?
Yep,
Hey,
yep,
and I
yep.
packed my hair nicely and everything, trying to look cute.
I saw you
True,
earlier.
true, true, true.
Okay, so some people sent questions ahead of time.
Okay,
So I would let me see. Okay, let me start with the I will start with the burning question. I will start with Fotonimi because he's your senior.
okay.
Nana.
Exactly. By all means.
Ah, I heard
So
about that.
so the first question is, how do you determine how many photographers or videographers should be at an event? Let's assume that there is no other brand, it's just your brand covering. How do you determine how many should be? Because it seems like everywhere you look is either photographers or videographers. We are not a content creator yet too, because those ones are another story. But how do you determine how many people should be capturing memories at an event?
Well, for us, we like to hear brief. So, most importantly, the number of guests that are likely going to attend this event. So, the number of guests in view is very important to us, which you will have asked. So, if we were well briefed, so that determine how many photographers will be there. If it's less than 500, maximum two. If it's 1,000, three. If it's in excess of 1,000, then we can go for. So that is the size of guests or size of the party that determine the number of staff that will be deployed. That's my opinion, and that's what I do.
Nana, what do you think?
So exactly the same thing. So it's the size of the party, the size of the guest, and also for the video, it is also the composition of what you're doing at the event. So if it's an event that would have a high stage and then audience, or is a kind of like master class, you have a lot of people sitting at the same time, like in a master class kind of setting, then we know that, okay, we need one camera to capture everybody at the same time, then another close-up camera to do a close-up on each person, and then a third camera to get the audience and get every other thing all together. So for me, the average number of cameras for video production is going to be 3. So they can get a wide for stage, close up also on stage, and then everybody all together. Then adding to what he said now, if all together, I think the number of guests is above 500 going forward, 800, 1000, then you're now looking at making it a 4-camera production or 5, basically. But average for video production is just 3.
Okay, so how do you balance capturing moments and blocking guests from having a good experience at the event? Anthony is laughing, smiling.
Okay, so I laugh because anybody that has worked with me, we know that I don't block guests.
Okay.
And why? Because I respect myself. So I don't want anybody to insult me. So, and that's why you see many times, especially when MC says, photographer, photographer. From that moment, I'm on my knees.
It's true. That one I know. Yes.
I'm on my knees. And honestly, never convenient. Maybe that's why I try to keep fit all the time. But what's important is I'm not the one guest came to see.
Right.
All right. So I hate, even me, I'm part of the people that will ensure that things are just done right. Hey, can you leave that side? You are blocking. And also that is also one of the reasons why I advocate black outfits for photographers or media crew. Do
Okay.
you know why, Gbemi? Because
No, tell me.
black outfits hide the body.
Right.
Especially, most times we work at night and all of that. So when you move and you are wearing black, you are not noticed.
Interesting. Okay.
Unlike if for instance I'm the photographer, so I'm now wearing what is not black, I'll be distracting so many people. When I move, people will follow my color. But when I wear black to a good extent, I've humbled my body structure.
Right.
Do you
It's true.
understand? So again, even for editing, when someone wears black, you can easily take the person out. But when you wear color dress, now that's a distraction. All right. So for us here, whether I'm at an event or I'm not, my team do not block guests. So we will not even be in your way. So many times, and let me share this. So recently I covered an event somewhere. Small event, again, small space. It was in a house. And as soon as I thought that they had too many photographers there, I didn't understand. And I came from the groom side. So what I just did, my normal self, I just net down. Do you know where I net down? I net down and I ensured that my head was below the chair. Very inconvenient position that I put myself in. And some woman still said, my friend, come on for there. And I said, I'm sorry, ma, but I'm not in your face. And the woman insisted. And I said, Madam, I'm not in your face. And I know I was very calm. So she left me. When at the end of the day, she saw our delivery to that family. The woman got my number and called me. But she forgot that I was the one she insulted.
It
So
was.
when she said, I said, oh, yes, ma, that you actually knew my person because you passed this comment on me when I net down at the most humble state I could have attained. And he said, oh, yes, I remember it, but I did do my work. And I said, ma'am, me too, I was doing my work. He said, but from now, she's an event planner. He said, from now, I'm maintaining you as my only photographer for my system. She's a very big event person, but silently. So what I'm saying is, the fact that you humble does not mean you will not still get your images. But when you are in the face of guests, you sound insultive to them, you sound embarrassing to them, and they can insult you. And for some of us that have families, I have family. I don't want to be insulted. So I humble myself to kneel down or take a position that will not make any MC pass any negative on me. My
True.
Okay.
position.
Good
True.
evening, guys. Hope you can hear me, and I hope
Yeah.
Yes,
my
yes, we
Oh,
can.
internet.
I hear you.
I hope my internet will be stable today. Fortunately, first of all, Nana, hi, how are you? I have to give it to Fortunimi. I think over the years you've remained very humble. To give it to you, I've never seen you lose your temper before,
Yeah.
and I know that there have been situations that people will try you, either the guests will try you or even the customers will try you yourself. So you have been able to keep your calm. That I give to you. I really give
Thank you,
to
Nana.
you
Thank
that,
you.
And Nana, I applaud you for your creativity, because really, when it comes to a lot of experience in events,
Nana too is
you
humble. Oh.
hmm?
If you like, shout on him how.
No, but for Nana, Nana has brought you. For me, what Nana has done to the event space is bring creativity, where you go to the event and you're excited because you're doing something. I mean, we've done so many things. I know there was one that we were as if we were in a lift. Then the cowboy one we did for Upwem. I
Yeah,
mean, we've done so many. Nana is number one at creating experiences and everything.
yeah.
I think my first question I want to ask is, for me, where did we lose it? And why I'm saying that is that I think now, when it comes to pictures and videos, I think we've kind of lost it, that the custom of the wedding itself has been erased. Why do I say that? I remember when we started weddings in those days, where the bride would dress from her father's house to go to church, you know. And next thing you know, we're like, okay, the hotel is more convenient
Yes, sir.
for us to,
Fancy.
get ready now. But now we've lost going from the hotel. Now, even before the wedding date and groom already see each other. So some things have just, I think nowadays the weddings have become about pictures more than anything. Saying that sometimes the photographers can be extremely rude because they just want to capture this picture perfect. And for me, is life really that perfect that, all we're going after now is, picture perfect, picture perfect. That sometimes some photographers actually give like,
Internet has caught Molara. Before she comes back, Nana, let me
saying
ask.
that
Okay, she's back.
Okay.
if the photographer was insisting if they don't give him food, he's not going to take the pictures. We
Mm.
have things like that. So what do you guys have to say about that?
Sorry, let me add to Molara's question. Also, recently, a client of mine contacted a photographer. I won't mention his name. He's quite popular. But he insisted on 100%. He himself and the videographer insisted on 100% payment. And the family called me that it's not fair. They're happy to pay 80% upfront, but they would not pay the 20% until after they receive their pictures and their videos and they see that, which I thought was fair enough. The videographer agreed, but the photographer we're still on it. So, in addition to what Molara said, what's your take?
Okay, so back to what Omar Lara said, and also okay, back to back to what Fotonimi said about being invisible. It's very important for us. The most important thing is to capture the guest having an experience, and there's no how you can get them having an experience if you're blocking the experience. So we always make sure that we are not in the line of sight. I mean, based with my engineering sense, I already know that line of sight is when you're blocking exact line of sight of somebody to something. So whether it's cutting of cake or but any event at all, as long as there are people behind you, I always tell my team, always be checking who is behind you that you might be blocking because you're trying to get the perfect shot. Because whatever shot you're trying to get in this angle, you can also get another interesting shot from another angle by not blocking someone to have an experience. And because someone is having an experience, is also a subject for another camera to also pick up. So if someone is having a good sight of what's happening and maybe they are tearing up, it's another experience for somebody to pick up. But of course, if you're blocking the shot, you will not get to have that experience happen. There will be the client, the guest to be worried, and that will never happen. So we always make sure that we don't block that line of sight. We can always look for different angles to get so many creative shots or whatever shot that you're trying to get. And also we wear black and black is a giving. It's a no, it's a non-negotiable thing that in my team we all wear black. In fact, I'm already used to black every single day, even when I'm not shooting, because it makes you invisible, to be able to, move around and do what you need to do. And then, Larry, you mentioned that, I love the title, Reclaiming Our Craft. It's because of the advent of social media and advent of trend. Now, TikTok and then all the
Yeah.
small trends that are always, happening every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
That is what is gradually erasing the real culture and the real tradition that is tied to weddings and every other event that we do. I've always been a fan of anytime I go for an event, I'm always looking out for the older people, the oldest people. So if we have a wedding, I would always want to interview the parents, the grandparents of the couple, the great grandparents, if they are alive, if they are there, to tell their own story as well, because their own story adds to the story that the couple, get to have. Now, that would not make social media. Those content don't even make it to social media because it's not
Mm-hmm.
trendy, it's not nice.
Yeah.
But it's something that 10 years, 20 years from now, when the great
Value.
grandparents are old and gone, the couple will be glad that they have such content from their
Yeah.
wedding, But it's because of flashy things that is happening now. We want to trend. We want the wedding to have the highest views and the highest likes, and we're
Mm.
now missing out on the most important things. So we should be able to get back to the rudiment, or we should be able to tell the young people who are getting married the things that really, really matter. Because the trends will come and
Matter.
go. There
Mm-hmm.
should be the wedding will be a hit, and the next minute, the next wedding, the next hit is up, on the air, and everybody's talking about the next one. But what really, really matters is what needs to be intentionally captured and preserved, and that's what they need to focus on. For me, it's very beautiful to dress up from your grandparents' house or from your parents' house. I mean, even for my own marriage, I actually went back to my wife's parents' church, Anglican church, because it was a cathedral and it has a lot of value and a lot of meaning for the family and for the culture. And I actually did
But
that instead
Nana,
of
you're old school now. You're not Gen Z. You're old school.
you know, so that's what we're saying, that young people need to also get to understand these things and learn that family is what matters most. And the
Mm,
impact that you make and the memories you create around families, that would be more
yeah.
impactful years to come compared to what is trending and what you're doing with your friends, these days.
Okay.
You need to
Well,
talk about you. I'll let Fortunimi answer that one.
okay,
The
so
what?
I was good. Okay, can I go ahead
Oh,
now?
Go ahead, go
good.
ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just going to add to what Nana said. And that's where we got it wrong. Well, maybe not where we got it wrong, but honestly, personally, when everything began to go haywire, if I may use that word, I credited or debited the event planners that came up with ideas of breaking down different things and populated the day of any wedding. Because all of a sudden I see some brief and I could not understand it.
I agree.
And I say, is the event planners that advise these people to do all this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you see that even these days, many things have changed again, Lara. Do you know these days, makeup artists start makeup at 4 a.m.
Yes. Yes.
because she had to change to take pictures of all the
Mm-hmm.
outfits 3 times before. Oh,
I
Mm-hmm.
don't.
so you
I really don't understand.
all
Yeah.
right. So
Even
all
even
of
for
those,
her
Yeah.
but I can.
mood, for the bride's
So
mood.
you can see, well, for me, that's why I still love. I have some people that I hold and I give them trophy in my heart for life until I see another bride. There was a bride. Anytime I see bride or couple that have things their own way, I love it. And there is one, honestly, this lady used the same shoe for engagement for the white wedding. One shoe. And I'm talking of a very rich lady. I'm talking of from a very rich family. And so when I was took the shoe on the white wedding day to take it, I said, Uncle, don't worry, because that's the same shoe I used yesterday. And I said, you met what? He said, I didn't see anything I like. So I used the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm,
talking of a very well blessed bride.
Confidence in
And
her.
she by herself drafted the program of the day on the wedding day.
How she wanted it.
She wanted pictures to happen before Nikai, after engagement the previous day. And everybody came to the hotel that she dressed up. And there was a time that everybody was supposed to gather where the groom dressed up. And so they had to do family shoot before Nikai. She wrote as in she was that timely and she was that detailed. So I love it occasionally when we're able to see couple that had things their own way and not this regimented 4 a.m. You take pictures 3 times. The bride is already tired. And all of
Exactly.
that. Then we now go, then all of a sudden, then party after party.
Mm,
See, my question to event planners is this. Now, we wake up, you ask photographers, to, okay, and make our started at 4 a.m. So photographers be there at 6:30. Kilo day, shame lo magia. Anyway, we forget that. So now we have been with this couple from 6 a.m. Lara, do you know at 9 p.m. party is just about to start? And somebody is saying
Mm.
they don't need to pay. Now, that
mm,
mind. So for
mm,
us now,
mm,
so what we
mm.
just do at some point, if I have enough brief and they paid their bill, so somebody will have to swap at some point
Right,
because
right.
my mind can drain.
Hmm. Yes. It's even
You understand?
physical. It's
Yeah. So I
physical.
think for me, I don't know how this, you event planners, we love you, but I
So
think
you hate us.
occasionally, and for
Don't
me
worry,
personally,
I'll
as
say
creative
good
as I
name.
can be, I love to look for the difference between this wedding and the last wedding.
Mm.
I'm looking for that image that would depict this particular wedding. So I don't want the same regimented. I don't want. Can we have, what do you want? So that what whoever wants dictate how the flow, not this normal. So young man. My opinion.
Mm. Nana, do you want to add to that?
It is what it is. I mean, we we are if photographers and videographers are almost like co-planners with the planners, because most times, we get to coordinate the order of events at the beginning of the event, or
Yeah.
even during the event as well. Because for us as well, having the event is one thing, capturing the moments, the way they should be well captured is another thing. So and when we see so many of these things going on at the same time, it's a handful, right? And again, it's also because some young people are allowing it and they're appreciating it. So I guess planners are now going in that direction, based on what the client would want. But if we are honest, we should give people that time, that liberty to be a bit flexible for the
Mm,
bride to do what they really, really would want, the bride and groom, the couple, or even the parents, and not exactly according to what is trending now, what kind of Ashebi
mm,
dress is trending, how long a wedding should be, and all that. I mean, a Wednesday wedding, a Tuesday wedding, a 6 p.m. wedding, it's perfect if that is what you want. And that is how authentic it will be, and that's how the story will go. And that's how we will definitely capture it and capture it very well. But if you want to go with the bandwagon, we'll capture it too, but then it will just go like every other event, that is on the internet.
So
Yeah, but
how?
I think from what you guys have said, sorry, Bimi,
No, no, go ahead.
I think one is trend over culture,
Mm,
because what is more important to a Gen Z bride right now would be trend over culture.
yeah.
So the things that you find important, which is the culture, really, because from what you're saying, I remember in those days, the bride 4 a.m. she's still sleeping. Then when she wakes up, her father and mother will pray for her.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be prayed for before she goes. I'm not sure that happens. Even when in the Yoruba culture, after the wedding day, you will come home.
Yeah.
You will come home for
Like,
prayers.
you don't go
Then
and do
after some time, they change it to praying for the bride at the
that.
reception.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that happens anymore. So really, it's really trend over culture. I think it is what it is. If you want to stay relevant, right?
It is. Okay, what would be your biggest frustration in doing your jobs? at events?
Well, if I go first, biggest frustration for me is when I was given brief to be at Bride's house, for instance, at 6 a.m. and nothing happened until 12.
And that's usually the planner, I'm sure, not the client.
Honestly, it's very frustrating. Well, these days I think I'm more respected. They just, uncle, you don't go, but you can send your boys. But you see, whether my boys, whether me, is the same blood.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
went somewhere, but for me, these days I'm just so blessed that clients talk to me directly. They not
Mm-hmm.
like, remember that one, no, don't mind them. Be here at 12. So meanwhile, there's one event we did recently. I met the video people there, and so when they said, "Yeah, uncle, welcome," so I said, and they all sat outside. I said, why? And it was sunny outside. I said, no, that this house is a family house. Follow me, because I know the owner of that house. And so I just opened. I said, come, sit down. Don't sit outside. And I said, since when are you around? He says, we got here at 7:30. Now, I got to that house at 11:30. So these guys have sat outside there 4 hours before?
For
No,
4 hours.
no. I've experienced that. Honestly, it's very frustrating. And now, we were still going to be there. So the fact that we were deceived is a frustration. You already know. So these guys say, hey. So what I do is I try to speak to who can hear me. Please, your team sent me this. You tell me now. What's the reality? Tell me the timeline. I'm not going to follow this. Instead, no, it's 2 hours after. So I think that is when frustration begins. And I think that's the height of it. As soon as you are that frustrated in the morning, now you have to recalibrate to be normal, to do the right thing. But when we are respected, then you get our best.
Mm.
True,
No, go ahead.
true. I share in that frustration, obviously, because it's always the norm. I will say like it's an African time thing. It's not. It's a personal thing, and it's a problem when you have to plan your day and then you set up. I now waste a few hours waiting for some other things to happen before your day starts. In the Western culture, they don't do like that. Photographers and videographers, they charge by the hour. So if you say 7 o'clock, by 7, their time is already counting. If you like, be sleeping or be doing other things. When their time ends by 6 p.m., it ends. They don't even add extra hour. So Nigerians and other people in the Western world, they already know that is how it happens. But for some reason, in our culture, we are already trying to do as family, as as we know best. But it's definitely a big challenge if you don't respect the creative people's time, because with that frustration comes creative block. You
Mm.
know, and also it also adds with a disjointed plan as well. So you see bride in this hotel, and then groom is in another hotel, and maybe the bride's parents is in another hotel somewhere. The church is in on the island, and the reception is on the mainland. Like, so as a production team, oh my God, it's always you're thinking of how to plot, your team to get here and then get here and then do this and do this. It's always crazy. That plan alone, it always affects the creativity of the team, in what we're doing. So that's a major challenge. And again, if we get to the venue, you now see everybody. Also, yes, if we're not briefed very well based on the number of people that should be at the event. So if you plan that it's going to be a 500 guest event, and we get there is 1,000, we get there is 800, 1,500, it's already a problem, because you already knew by the plan of you getting ready for 500 guests, you already know the angles we're going to shoot, how you're going to arrange, how you're going to get your shot, and how you're going to do everything. But if it's more than that, then it's a problem. Is number one, it's going to be chaotic. Number two, you now see all the phonographers and all the content creators, which are our family members, that will definitely always be in your shot and blocking all the creative shots. So you will not really be able to get those creative content that you plan to get if you're not briefed about the numbers, or the numbers change without you being aware as well, without you planning for that. Because with a higher number of guests and audience, for us if video production, we should increase the number of cameras so that you'll be able to capture more angles. You're not missing any really, really important thing that is going to happen in such a place. So these are the frustrations that we have. And a whole lot many more that we're not even finishing this in this meeting
But
today.
if I let me, Lara, wait me, don't. I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm
go
also
ahead.
throwing. I'm also going through some of the messages on this line,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
saw one that caught my attention, which had to be that drone cannot take good shots,
Mm.
especially when there are so many sub boxes at the center. So these sub boxes, I'm a photographer. I don't get it. So anytime I'm at an event and I see sub boxes in the center, and
Please,
decorators have
sorry,
done
what's
good
sub
job.
boxes? Some of
Sub
us don't
boxes
even
are
know
all
that.
these big umbrella like for
Okay.
flashing that
Oh, okay, okay,
photographers use.
okay. Yeah.
It's white, some of them are very massive. I know the reasons why they use it, but sincerely, you can avoid it if you know what you're doing. So for
Mm.
me, I love to take ambience. At some point, you want to go to the back of the hall and take ambience of the beautiful hall decorated. But many times, we never get that right, especially in a case where you have quite a few photographers that came with these big,
Umbrella.
actually nonsense sub boxes because they don't make sense to me. Because there are ways, and it's so massive that you
Mm.
cannot take good shots. So the question is, so this beautiful decor that was made to honor these people, so how do you capture it?
Mm. That's deep. That's deep. I
So
never.
there was a time, baby, there was a time, for me, maybe because these days I'm so respected.
Mm.
So I saw that and I went to the event planner. I said, can you go
Mm.
and tell them that it's either they remove or we take them out of here? Because I was the main photographer for that event
Yeah.
the other time. So, and they went and they dismissed everybody. Now we had sanity in our head and we could take good pictures.
you know these things that you're saying, some of it is education for me because I had no idea about the umbrellas. And in addition to that, I think, because obviously your experience over the years and your love for your craft as well, because what we see a lot as well, just like in the event planning space, is that you have younger people who have a phone or have bought a camera and they just start taking pictures. It's not just about the beautiful pictures, it's about the attitude.
Mm.
It's about you being standard, if I can use the word. You've said something continuously. You've said you are respected. You've said you respect yourself.
Oh, yes, sir.
I think everybody needs to start doing the same thing too. You know, there are photographers that come to an event. Reception hasn't even done an hour. They're already tapping you. We want to eat. We want to eat. We want to eat. I
Yeah,
think that's one of
very
my
common.
frustrations. And that's why it seems like I tend to use the same people sometimes, because yeah, sure that if I have these people, they won't come and tap me that they want to eat. They will be telling you, we've been at the bride's house since morning, and they didn't give us food. We followed her to
Yeah,
church.
I have a problem
Uncle,
with that.
you got paid
Can't
now.
you get food
I
yourself? You got
don't
paid.
understand.
Yeah,
Oh
and
dear.
it's a serious problem with photographers.
Okay, so
Honestly.
if I have to shout that again, I'm going to this is where I say it in my little space.
Yes.
So what I do when I'm out of my house,
Yes.
I respect myself. So Gwemi, do you know what that meant?
Yes.
The more you respect yourself, the more the respect you will earn.
That's correct. That's so correct.
So if you understood what I just said, you won't have problem with anybody.
Yeah. That is so correct. That's my motto as well.
Yeah.
That's my motto.
So if you call it education, well, maybe I want to agree with you. But again, there are some things that's given.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you understand? Of course,
Mhm.
if I'm leaving my house, my wife will have put my food in the car. So when they're wasting my time, I go back to the car, I eat. So when I'm hungry, if I ask for food they didn't give me, I decide when I will leave, and I leave what I want to leave. But before I leave, I will have cut or gotten all my chance. But let me tell you, there's a rule I personally have. You will never remember that I gave you any problem, no matter who you are.
Mm.
And let's not forget this. The reason we are covering this event is for the couple. They have to
Yeah.
be happy.
Yeah.
Now, maybe it's the event planner that now got me. I cannot be on the nerves of the event planner.
Mm.
Because now she is under pressure. Everybody is under pressure. Let nobody forget that the reason we're here is these people that are in the middle of it. And because I've collected my money, I've been paid.
Mm.
So it's not in my
Exactly.
space to be a problem to an event that I've been paid for.
I
If
like
somebody
that.
understands that.
True.
Be
True.
be a
And to add to
problem.
that, for my team,
Enter.
what I usually do is we plan ahead. So, I mean, because we already been paid for the event, it's not in the planner's priority to feed you. For me, we plan ahead. I tell my guys, you can eat about early in the morning, so it can sustain you the whole day. You know, you're jumping out of the house, do something. But again, for us, between the bridal preps and the church, or between the church and the reception, we eat. I make available provision for feeding, welfare for the team
Mm.
and myself, so that
Mm.
you let the planner be, let the planner focus on the main thing, right? If there is a plan for vendors food, fine. If not,
And if
on no
not,
account, I've never had anybody in
exactly,
my
you've been
team
paid,
worry a vendor.
really.
On no account should you disturb a planner to give you food. It's not done. You've already been paid for the
And some
event,
even go and meet the couple.
and you should be able to do
Yes.
your
So,
work very well.
or go and line in
Yes.
front
Yeah,
of
some go and meet the couple and tell them that they've not
Oh,
given them food. Yeah, it's
oh.
happened before.
It will never
I said,
happen.
come and take cane and come and beat me now. But I don't get it. You're being paid. Somebody says because they need to be focused. But
I
you're being
agree
paid.
that.
It's not a free job. You're
uh,
being paid for what you're doing. It's not
No,
a
but
free job.
no, but Lara, the thing is, you see, well, sometimes you have to balance these things. And
Okay.
I listened to Ezekiel yesterday when he was talking about respect for vendors and all of that.
mm.
And the same way, we've seen different kind of people. I've been at a forum, or is it planning, the pre that everybody attended and all of that. That the parent said, it was the parent. He
Mm.
said, I'm not giving any vendor food, oh, so nobody
Mm.
should give food. Now, that was an order from the person that even paid everybody. So in a
Yeah.
case where that was an express instruction, so somebody needs to understand that it's not that event planner, it's not event planner's objective to give you food because it was not even provided food.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, some clients, they will insist that
See,
please, I need vendors
everybody
to eat.
eats, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So we
true.
have to always understand that this is Nigeria. Nana,
Mm.
you don't leave us for some time. This is Nigeria. And you just have to always blend on understand standards. But you see,
Yeah.
this Nigeria is a peculiar place, so baby.
It is. It
And
is.
you just have, and what will make us wise is for us to be able to bring standard
Mm-hmm.
and remember that this is Nigeria.
Yes.
It can
Yes.
only start gradual. You can't force it, otherwise everybody will lose out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes it will have to be initiative from somebody who will bear the cost just because you
Exactly.
want to settle some things. But
Exactly.
when that happens, such need be applauded. Again, not right.
Yes,
True.
exactly. That's how I feel as well. It's not a right, but it's only proper to prepare for certain vendors, especially. I mean, photographers and videographers, in my opinion, because they're there all day. You know, there should be some type of provision for them. They're on their feet, they're moving around, and all these types of things. But let's just have in mind, like you said,
Okay, give me while you're there and you're
uh,
providing,
uh,
am I to provide for the content creators as well?
no, we're getting to the content creators.
Okay.
I was actually trying to summarize because I noticed Chris William Photography has been hammering on, and he said that event vendors are harsh. So I was trying to summarize that, while I feel that especially for, and I would say photographers and videographers, I think should be cared for because they kind of start the event.
But yeah, from the
You
beginning,
understand?
yeah.
And they are there all through. But we have families that will tell you, I've paid them, they collected this amount from me, I don't have time. While you have some families that will tell you, please, I need everybody fed. I need, so you would even get to their house. There's a buffet waiting for you in the morning,
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and
true.
and things
That's what happens,
like
yeah.
that, and sometimes at
Yeah.
my event, I can even tap you and say, please, can one of your guys go? When they come back, the next person goes and everything.
Yes.
And then again, I'll go back to this respect issue. There are some vendors that you work with, the respect is there. The fact that you've even seen that person at the event, you're constantly going and asking, are you okay? Do you need anything?
Mm.
That's a familiar question. In fact, the event I covered at the Nana on Sunday, that event planner on
Yeah,
sight of me, she would just come and drag me. Uncle, come and eat, come and eat. I said,
yeah,
no, no. He said, no, no, no,
yeah.
no. So
And
I
it
understand that.
something, honestly, it shows something, you know,
Yeah.
it definitely shows something, So content creators, oh my God,
Sorry,
nightmare.
before you
Yeah,
go to content creator,
yeah.
that is that should be the end question. It should be a question that will wrap this session. That content creator. But
Okay.
so there's a
Can I ask?
question
Okay.
Milan asked here, and I
Okay.
think it's Gbemi and Lara that will be able to answer that question. It's not me.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
And can we also discuss why stylists are in charge of timeline and some even create the itinerary? I don't know what Ladi meant, so
They
I'm
are not
sure you people will
supposed to.
understand
They
it.
are, they are, they are, they
Who
are
is
I think
not.
those
stylist?
are the
They are
the
not
pictures.
supposed to. But those
Yeah, I
are
think those are
social
for
media
pictures
problems.
now.
They are the social media problems. They are not. They are not supposed to. Their job is to style. Period. And you are supposed to style based on the timeline created by the event planner or the bride herself,
Okay.
in conjunction with their photographer and videographer, not the stylist. Why would the stylist be creating timeline for something they are not involved in?
But they're taking 3 pictures before the event now.
Yeah, so
Do
we
you
are telling.
understand?
So we should be telling you, you need to get her ready in 10 minutes, in 5 minutes. You're not going to tell me, oh, I need 30 minutes to do you understand what I mean? I don't think a stylist is supposed to be
No, they're not
um,
supposed to be. But again, it's also back to trending over culture because
mm,
that's a trend. And it depends on what is important to the bride. If the
yeah.
way she looks and the picture she's taking, then she gives more authority to the stylist. So in that case, I think that's what has happened.
Yes, but
Because
we need education. We need to start with
even nowadays, Gbemi, some
eh,
brides don't even care whether your guests have eaten or not eaten.
I
What is
agree.
important to them is how beautiful they look,
And they want to
Yeah.
capture
how
that.
they're going to trend.
Yes.
So
But they need
really,
to
things
be
have
educated.
changed, and what people
Eh,
want is different.
Yeah,
So
correct.
the
So that
plan
I
for
think that's
mm,
what's
yeah.
causing why
so
a
for the
stylist will
styling,
be the one giving time. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So
Nana.
for the stylists, if I could add there quickly, why they have that upper hand is because the planners are actually leaving that space open for them to operate there majorly. Most
Exactly.
times the planners are, of course, planners never really most times come for the bridal preps. They usually will be at the venue to follow up with the other vendors
Mm-hmm.
and expect that things will go according to plan
Yeah.
with the
Without leaving.
bride's makeup. And it never at that point in time, it's almost like the stylist is the one in charge of that session. But if the planner, puts it in the plan and would have a coordinator, a representative
Yeah,
at
we
the
have someone
prep,
that yes.
yes, and the person will be the one to make sure that the stylist will have their time, photographer will have his time,
Yeah.
videographer will have his time, and everybody will have equal amount of time. If we're
Mm-hmm.
saying the prep should be 30 minutes, everyone should have at least 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then the bride will have time to
Yeah.
even rest before we move away. But if that is not done, stylists will feel like as long as they are the ones that style them, they're the ones in charge
Mm-hmm.
here, they will start doing their things with their photos, with their pic, with their phones and all of that. Before you know, all the time is lost and everybody's running out from the hotel to the venue. So the
Mm-hmm.
planners need to ensure that they will have a supervisor at the prep to make sure that everything goes well and everybody gets to have their time to do their thing. Anytime I work with Photodemi, it's like that. I'll shoot and I'll give him time. He will shoot and he will, like, I think we're
That's
avoiding each other
mutual
because we know that,
respect for craft.
there's need for everybody to have time to do what they need to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because let me also add this. So for me, and maybe because I've earned respect by His grace. I remember a particular. Honestly, I've said this many times. These days, in fact, there was a particular bride's parents that were running late to church for reason beyond our control, and the man was a general. So what the man now did was to leave us at home. He and his wife. The wife told him, now said, General, let's go. Photonimi is here. Photonimi will ensure that they get to church at right time. So Photonimi said, we're leaving the bride with you. Please ensure we're going to try pacify the pastor to slow down, but make sure you get the bride to church by 10:45. So I became the supervisor. And Nana will know this, and this is what I do. Every event I'm at, I become the time person. Because especially if I've been briefed that we need to get to church at 9:30, nothing will stop it. I will shout if I have to shout. But this information will be very key. So we cover an event, a wedding, recently in Ikoyi. The bride live abroad. In fact, she's not on social media. So I dropped a statement she made, and I think this statement is good for you, for Egbemi and Lara. So the bride said, he said, when the event planner sent a girl to be her assistant, that she didn't understand all that nonsense. He said, so when the lady came to wake her in the morning that your assistant on the again, I said, what is this? He said, but now I know it is very good for me. I've been grateful they sent this lady to assist me. So I reconcile that with what Nena said. Please send a strong supervisor to bride, not somebody who will be forgetting, somebody who can speak in consonance with the instruction that she has, which is by 12, bride must leave that place. So if her word is so respected, stylists will also have to bow.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'm only telling you planners now, please, whoever you are sending, don't just send one girl. Send a supervisor that knows her onions and will not disobey the order. So that means by the time she gets there, she has to be so diplomatic to relate with everybody joyfully while carrying out her assignment.
Okay. Thank you.
And don't forget, the people that have the money, they are not on social media.
Yes, Ariwokoni music. Yes.
I hear. Let me tell you again, all this. I understand social media audience, but the real clients that have the money. In fact, these days, we have covered 4 weddings this year that both husband and wife, they are not on social media. And they told me, support to me, don't post. If you post, we'll never see it because none of us. And these guys, they live abroad. So let's not be carried away with social media. Let's rather be driven by how to satisfy my primary clients with excellent job. So I submit, I'm so sorry, Nena, now. I submit that to reclaim our craft is to be excellent without apology.
Wow, excellent without apology. Okay. So Nana, what's your final word to reclaim?
Before we cannot have final word until that what is called?
Yes, content creators. Nana, say your own before we quickly talk about those content creators.
Okay, my final word is to reclaim your craft.
Yes.
We need to go back to our values, most importantly, family values. Because it's the family values that will stand the test of time and not trends and viral moments and viral experiences. We need to go back to family values to be able to respect family and capture what is most important to the family.
Malara, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to ask 2 things. Sometimes this comes who owns the pictures, because you have where the photographer says, I'm the owner of the pictures, blah blah blah. Then sometimes the photographer says, you have to, even if you are putting pictures out, you have to make sure you tag me. I have to be tagged and all that stuff. So
This
those are
is
the
not
other two questions I wanted to ask. I don't
okay.
know why
Owns
Uncle
video? Who
Tony is
owns the
laughing.
pictures?
Yes,
Must we
I
tag?
laugh because
Is
every
it
time.
by force? Must you
eh,
be tagged?
no, really, Gbemi. So, Lara, the reason why I laughed was
Oh dear.
because every time I hear this question, it just gives me some understanding that I don't get. Okay, so now I keep saying we're talking. This is event photography. This is not art photography. We're not.
Okay.
This is not exhibition. This is event. I was engaged to cover an event. So I've been paid to cover the event. So I submit all the images are for the client, not for me, sir. They paid for it.
Okay.
They are
So
paid for it. I
every
hang on.
okay.
Mumbo,
Okay.
I charge. In fact, let me tell you how we even deliver. And don't forget that the longevity, no, okay, yeah. The longevity of any business is determined by the opinions and the feedback of the clients, mostly. So if client A was unhappy with me because I didn't deliver, I didn't give them the image. Client B, I didn't give them the image. Maybe I wrote photonymy across the image, making it very useless for them. No problem now. I can as well start packing up that I'm not going to do photonymy again. But I can tell you, we have never denied anybody. You ask, I give you, if 15 years, if you ask that, sorry, sir, we forgot. If it's still in my archive, I'm sending it without any charge. It doesn't cost me anything. And so I'm so revered. So let's not get it twisted. We are not, this is not art photography. It's not that I went to Zambeza Forest to take pictures. So I'm selling picture. We're talking of picture that Omega Events engage me to take for their client. I'm now laying claim after I've been paid. No, I don't get it. And I don't understand the law that says that.
You're
Nana.
right. You're right. The picture belongs to the client.
Mm.
And also, to an extent, the client in our case as videographers and photographers, our client are also the planner. Also, if the planner is the one that connected you to the main client for the event. So once we're done, for us, when we're giving credit, we'll say a cinematics film. There is to go. And Omega Event Production. It's to go. Produced by maybe like we want to give credit to who credit is due, because I mean, if in terms of film production, he's actually the producer of that film, the wedding film, right? And in terms of documentary, in terms of longevity of what is done, it'd be nice that we'll give them credit. So we do that on our own. So if people don't do it, I don't think it's a good practice. I mean, it's a way of us supporting each other in our industry. If we're posting, we will tag other vendors that are part of that production, so that people also know that if maybe perhaps somebody saw one at Shebi or one cap or something, they may actually, look at your credit and find out who produced that. And that's how we get there, help them to get a business or a client without even directly marketing for them, but marketing, right? So it's a good thing that we tag other vendors when we are posting.
Yeah.
I don't understand the reason why we cannot even tag them, but for the content, definitely it belongs to the client. And also, if the planner need access to the content, we should be able to give it to them as well.
Well, Shiwadeni said he disagreed with me. Sorry,
Yeah,
it's my opinion I'm
yeah.
expressing, and that is what has guided my
Absolutely share
business over
with us
24 years.
what it means. Yeah. Okay, so the conversation doesn't stop even after today. We would continue to have these conversations. But our final part of this, content creators, new discovery on social media. I mean, they do fantastic work, but how do we control? First of all, for me personally, my issue is the content creator. It's never one person. They don't care what they do to get content. They are always badly dressed and badly behaved. Which way Nigeria? Which way content? We couldn't get a content creator to come on tonight. So which way content creator? What do we do?
Hmm.
So, um, And well, since this is more, well, I know the word is saying this, but I think truth be told. So I'll tell you one thing that nauseates me personally. And if it does nauseate me as a photographer, imagine the client. And I always tell my team and every forum that I have to speak, it is not acceptable for your body to ooze as a media guy.
Mm. Deodorant.
It, not, it nauseates, it messes with the mind. So when I'm walking, I'm carrying camera, I just, what's that? Something just passed. And that's a human, and that's a media guy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's who is in the face of the client, and that's who has been. And I tell you, what I just described is dictating that this that we're discussing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? And honestly, that is one thing that planners, since you're the one that allowed these people to come in, well, it's a space that is beautiful. But again, what I've told my friends, well, I've not told Nana directly, but I've told my friends in video, I said, this content creator, you guys will now have to do second degree thought to ensure that they don't take you out of business.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, Nana, well, you know, you're my brother. But of course, they are not doing what video or cinematographers are doing. No, but there's something they are doing. They are feeding online instantly. And until they remove it from their platform, that is there forever. So the client's friends in Canada that are not presently attending this event, they're already seeing this video. And some of them even turn it live, almost like YouTube. So what they have done is to call our attention to, men, I need to think, use my seventh sense so that I can still be relevant, because we're talking of relevance here.
Yeah. They've created a
And
gap.
there's still that space for everybody, but we only have, you know, for me personally, I use my video, my camera, my phone. So when I see beautiful thing that I appreciate, even while taking pictures, I just do the video and I post. And I tell you, these things always have very beautiful view and beautiful comments, and people get to know, okay, and all of that. Meanwhile,
But
I
you're a
do it.
content creator now.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I do it for myself. But let me tell you, sir, someone even told me yesterday, say, Uncle, why don't you? I said, no, work with me. I do it for myself. But not to flog this is to say, I'm not sure of how this has to be controlled. I don't also know whether it's the client that got these people directly or is the planners that got them directly. But I
Is the
think,
Vendors.
planner, is the
Vendors.
vendor, is the guest.
Vendors.
okay, so
Vendors,
this
guests.
is where it will now happen. If planners cannot control, then who will? Because all of a sudden, instead of media crew being 7 or 6, we're seeing 20.
Or
Yes.
30.
Do you understand what I mean? And so, and just like every planner, it's your event, then you should really have to brainstorm on how to control this. Oh, sorry. Oh, you are for guests. Sorry, you cannot move past here. Oh, you are for couple. Having ascertained that this is couple, fine, you can pass here. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the fewer media, and you know they don't wear black, so another
Yeah.
level of distraction.
They wear slippers and bum shorts.
And the way don't love slippers, I'm telling
Do you
you.
understand? So I think the control will have to be meted by the planners, whereby you are able to prune, reduce, and make a decision. And it's at the point of vendors meeting or maybe parents meeting, and then, mommy, how many creators are you bringing? Because as far as we know, to be able to deliver right, and as soon as you just tell them that, when they are there, they just disturb everybody. Now, good clients or celebrants don't want disruption. They don't want distraction. They don't want that. They will just agree with you. Okay, so Lara, what do you want? One good meta. Do you understand? Sorry, I speak so much Yoruba. So at the end of the day, they just say, okay, fine, whatever. Also, what do you want? Then let them come through me. We already know them. So you decide. You cannot be more than 3 or 2. Otherwise,
Somebody said they don't come for vendors meeting. Very true. Because you
No,
don't even
it's not.
know. They
It's not a
don't.
matter of vendors meeting now, but it has
True.
to be discussed at vendors meeting, whereby you
Yeah.
already have the approval or the nod of the client to prune. So far you have that. See, yes, at a day before yesterday, do you know me, the main photographer? They didn't give me this thing to enter the main hall. And I was following Kabesi, and the young girl, Usher, he said, I'm not giving you until I see IV on your phone. And
Imagine
she
that.
insisted. Omo, I had to respect myself. You know, I know how to respect myself. I had
Yes.
to respect myself. I just humbly brought my phone. Thank God they gave me IV. And I showed it to her. He said, now I can give you. And that's okay. My assistant is parking my car. He's wearing photonomy. Please allow. And that was it. I love when somebody knows what they're doing. Do you understand? She told me straight. She said, no, I'm not interested. You have to show. She has never seen me. How many people want to know me? I'm not interested. Do your job. I do my job. Then there's decorum.
Mm.
Well, my opinion. I may be wrong.
No, you're right. You're very right. So
Yeah.
for me, when we're covering an event, there's always a phrase I usually tell my guys, and I also live by it myself. Hustle for your shots. Hustle for your shots.
Mm.
Because for a wedding, there's a particular shot that if you missed it, you've missed it. You can't get it back. It's a wedding. These are not like, they don't take two, take three. They can't repeat it again. So I always tell my team to make sure that you hustle for your shot. So
Yes.
at times you see that during the bridal prep, when the bride is dancing in, you have two cameras or even one camera on a gimbal following the bride. Then you have like 2 or 3 or 4 phones, and then uncles and aunties with iPad that are thumbs upside down. Like everybody is in your face trying to get the same thing that you're paid for to do it.
Mm.
So I've always known that in as much as we tell the client these things, to an extent, the client may not control how the wedding turns out or the number of people that will show with their devices, or an uncle that is trying to even, covering the cameraman. So most times we are always shoulder to shoulder with people hustling to get the best shots, because
Yeah,
I do
with
not
that
want to be
auntie with
telling
the
the client,
iPad.
yes, with iPad and stuff. I do not want to be telling the client stories that due to XYZ, we may not be, we are not able to get this. We'll try as much as possible to get the shots. But this has always been because content creators have entered the space and they've
Mm.
heightened it and they've made it even more frustrating to get the
Mm.
shot. That's one of the frustrating points I mentioned earlier, right? So it's important that the planner mentions it to the client, mentions at the vendors meeting, and also MC keeps saying it over and over, even when the event is going on. Because some of these
Uh,
guys, none of them get to show up. None of them comes for vendors meeting.
Mm.
Nobody, no, they don't. They just show up at the event.
Yes, they don't know what the coordination plan is. Not.
Exactly. They don't know the plan. So if for some reason they have even managed to enter the event without being checked at the gate again, which is a problem, but if they've managed to enter, the MC needs to also always be announcing it, and also with bouncers as well. If you have bouncers, the planner should instruct the bouncers to look for those who are with phones, tell them to behave themselves.
Mm.
Stay away where they need to stay away, and then let the ones with professional cameras do the main thing. Because that is the frustration. If you have so many people moving across the shot, you will not be able to get what you're being paid for. And I understand the importance of content creation. It's very important for today's time because of social media now. We cannot do without them, because what we produce, Photony, me and you, we know that you have to take it in post, you shoot in raw, you need to take it in post-production, you need to edit, you need to add color grading, you need to do a lot of things to be able to tell a good story at the long run. By the time you're done with that story, the content is already online for mobile
Yes.
devices, right?
Right.
Enena, but
Nevertheless,
that event does
content from
not.
mobile is
Enena,
completely different from what you're preserving, what
Mm.
yeah.
you're creating for posterity, for tomorrow, for legacy.
Yeah.
You don't for my wedding, which is 15 years now. My wedding, there was no content. In fact, it was even just in a CD. There was no highlight. It was just in one
Yeah.
DVD, one single DVD. The whole wedding from beginning to the end, no styled anything, right? But now we have opportunity to get shots form of this content so that it can, people will get to experience it from outside the location based on the fact that it's on social media. But at the end of the day as well, we need to also look at the fact that those short videos will not be what people would enjoy over time. Over time, you'd want to see how grandma walked into the hall, how grandpa, how the mother was crying and we were
No,
able
of
to
course we
get the
can't.
tears
Yeah, of
flowing.
course. Mm.
All those experiences that needs to be well captured and that you can relive on over and over when you see the full video. That is what needs to be done. So until then, we'll have to make sure that content creators, photographers, videographers, everybody gets to work together to actually give the client a good experience as well.
Just know, Nena, that statement that you made, I don't know, because now, me, I post the same day of event. What scenario I post the following day?
Yes, now. Yeah, he's a content creator.
Yes,
The
so
other day I was in church. Was I crying? He just sent me a picture of myself
yes,
immediately.
so yes.
I thought he is
Nena,
the
see,
greatest content
we need,
creator.
when you say, let's go back to, not go back, but just to hammer something. I mentioned excellence first as one tool to embrace if you want to reclaim Accra. Second tool will be relevance.
Mm.
We need to embrace relevance and we need to keep ourselves relevant at all times.
Very important.
Anything that will make you, because relevance determines the longevity of your business after excellence.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I keep thinking before this, and I've been doing this for a long time. If I did the engagement before the following day of wedding, you are seeing pictures. You already see pictures online.
Mm.
Before online came, I would have printed. By the time I'm seeing you the morning of your wedding, I'm giving you pictures, physical pictures of yesterday. Do you know why, Nena? Because I want you to keep smiling anytime you see my lens.
Yeah.
So, and what I would have done is to make sure that what I'm giving you, you are smiling. So when you just see photo and I say, look at photo look at photo
Mm.
it's just so I understand time and season, but when relevance as a tool become a guide,
Mm.
you won't get it wrong. No matter the development, no matter what is coming to play part time, do you understand? You still stay relevant.
True,
Relevance. Very important.
Sorry.
true.
Thank you for that.
What's a reasonable timeline to get your post event videos and photographs, albums, edited videos? What's a reasonable timeline?
Well, maybe one may not say reasonable timeline, but for me,